guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm sitting down and I'm doing a silvery cool tone holiday glam look for you guys. A couple weeks ago I went ahead and did a goldy warm tone holiday look for you. I can have that linked in the eye and down below in case you missed it. But today we are flipping the switch, doing the exact opposite and going very silvery cool toned. I make this beautiful look right here, and if I do say so myself, I really love how this makeup turned out. Before we get started, don't forget I'm uploading every single solitary day this month. I am super excited about that. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to see how I got this silvery cool tone holiday glam look, then let's go ahead and get started. Before we actually jump in and start on this makeup look, I want to give a huge thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video here today. I have been loving Ana Luisa's jewelry for over a year now. I got an email a couple weeks back saying happy anniversary to your first time purchasing from them. So I've been super lucky to work with Ana Luisa in the past, but even prior to working with them, I have bought their jewelry with my own hard-earned money. If you have not heard of Ana Luisa, they are a sustainable jewelry company that uses recycled material. They are based out of New York City, which I think is so cool to support a United States-based company. And I wanted to tell you guys today about their amazing sale they're having right now. They're having a buy one get one 60% off. 60% off sale. I think that is amazing to get a piece of jewelry that is so beautifully made and lasts so well for 60% off. I think that is wild. Like I said, I've been wearing their jewelry for over a year now. It has never tarnished. It's never bothered my ears. It's never turned me green or anything like that. Like, these pieces truly are beautiful and well made and will last the test of time. So they did go ahead and send me a couple pieces to talk to you guys about today. The first one here is this necklace, which is called their Isabella necklace. This retails for $95. This necklace is honestly probably one of my favorite necklaces ever. My birthstone is pearl. I just love them so much because they're my birthstone. And this is the most beautiful, dainty necklace. It's on just a simple gold chain and then this obviously one pearl. And it has 3 different sizes in the back, so you can make it longer or shorter depending on where you want it to hit on your neckline. I just think this is so elegant and simple and beautiful. It will go with so many different outfits. It's literally one of my favorite new necklaces, I swear. I've been wearing it like nonstop. They also sent over these earrings right here. This is their Charis earrings, I believe is how you pronounce it. These retail for $85. I think these are so unique in my collection. Again, I love them so much because they are pearls, but they're just like a simple gold hoop, but the pearl is just there floating freely around, so it moves around as you like move your head throughout the day. And I just think that's a really unique, beautiful like concept. I've never seen earrings that look like this, and I'm seriously, again, in love. I've been wearing them nonstop. And then the last earrings they sent over are these right here, which is their Beauty Within earrings. These retail for $59. I just think these are so beautiful and dainty. They're obviously a little bit smaller and more dainty than the other ones, but I like wearing smaller earrings like this when my hair is up in a bun or a ponytail. I just feel like it goes so nicely, and it matches the bracelet that I already own for them, which I was super excited about. But yeah, I just think the little flower detail is so cute. Again, these don't bother my ears at all, which I definitely do struggle with other jewelry, but this has never bothered my ears once. So I'm gonna go ahead and have a link at the very top of my description box for you guys to click on and shop there. It is not an affiliate link, but it does show them where the traffic is driven from, so I would really highly appreciate you guys shopping through it if you want to check them out. It will take you straight to their site. Again, they were doing a buy one get one 60% off. This would be a wonderful gift idea. Maybe you can buy it for someone special in your life, or give a little hint, nudge to someone in your life to buy it for you. They have a ton of different styles on there: necklaces, bracelets, earrings, anything that you guys would want, they have. So thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now let's actually get started to applying this makeup. I couldn't do a silvery cool tone holiday glam look without using my Natasha Denona Glam palette, you guys. This is like the palette that immediately popped into my head when I knew I wanted to do this video idea, because if this doesn't scream cool tone glam to you, I don't know what does, minus these couple of warm tones, because there are some warm tones in here. I'm just not going to use them today. I'm going to stick to all of these more silvery cool tone goodies. I'm so excited. Any chance I get to use this palette, I am always down for, because it is seriously one of my favorite palettes ever. So we're going to start off with this transition shade right here and put it into my crease as a transition shade. I'm also trying out these new Refer brushes today. I have never tried Refer brushes before. They are like super, super popular. The two main YouTubers that I know that use these and love these brushes are Stephanie from Babs Beauty and then Martina Lily. They both just rave about them and say it. Like Martina says that these are like the best eye brushes she has ever used. They have changed the game for her. So I like cannot wait to try these out. I just picked up this set right here that came with a whole bunch of eye brushes. I'm gonna tell you the brushes I'm using as I, am using them. We're gonna start off with this one right here, which is like a big fluffy brush, and this is the Refer number 16. Taking that transition shade, popping it in my socket. That was a weird thing to say, popping in my eye socket. I don't think I've ever said that in my life, but I'm just popping it here as the transition shade. This is my third layer, and it is layering up very nicely. It's obviously a very light shade, but that's okay, I don't mind it. Ooh, okay, also, this brush is very soft, like very, very soft. I'm liking that a lot so far. And it feels like sturdy, like it feels good in my hand. The handle is like a matte black, which just feels like nice in your hand. It's not too heavy of a brush, but it's not too light where it just feels like it's like flimsy and like not sturdy, you know what I mean? So next up, I'm gonna take this crease shade right here with the Refer 14. It's a little bit smaller of a domed crease blending brush, and we're just going to pop that a little bit lower, and we're probably gonna put a little bit on my outer corner as well, start building that up. This is soft too. This feels a little less substantial in your hand because the handle is a little bit skinnier, but it still doesn't feel like cheap or anything like that because these brushes are not cheap, you guys. I ended up purchasing this set right here. I think it was $60, which honestly I felt good about considering I was getting 6 brushes, which is like $10 a brush, which that, if you think about that, is not that bad of a price at all in my humble opinion. But I picked this setup in their concept store. They have a concept store where the brushes are a little bit cheaper, and then that way you can go on and give them feedback, which I think is so cool that they offer that, considering you're getting to try their brushes at a more affordable price tag, and then they're also getting feedback from their customers who actually use their brushes. I just think that whole concept of the concept store is amazing. I wish more brands did that. So yeah, I'm trying these babies out so I can give them my feedback, but so far I'm liking it. Okay, we're gonna go back to a little bit more fluffier of a brush. This is the Refer 15, and I'm going to go down here to lash line. I'm probably gonna end up mixing lash line and crease together because I don't want it too deep and dark, but I definitely do want this outer corner pretty deep. So we're just going to start putting that on the outer corner, buffing this up into the crease. I like the shape of this. I've liked the shape of all 3 that I've tried so far. They seem very just good shapes for my small eyes. Gonna go back with the Refer 14 and that crease shade, the lighter one, and really buff this out because I got a little bit of a harsh line there that I do not want. There we go, all buffed out. And then back with the 16 and that transition shade, the first one. Oh yeah, okay. Now, you guys know, I'm gonna put my NYX glitter primer on like the inner half of my lid. And what I plan on doing is putting this inner corner shade on the inner portion and then this center eyelid shade towards the center. I'm gonna try to not cover up this matte outer corner. I want it to be matte. So we shall see if that happens. I've tried that in the past and then my eyes are so small that next thing I know, there's just shimmer all over my lid. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not really what I wanted, but that's what we're doing today. So we're going in with the inner corner shade right here. And then the center eyelid shade here. I'm going to put that center eyelid shade over the top of that inner corner because it wasn't as like silvery as I wanted it to be. Oh yeah, but layering them, you still can see there is a tiny bit of gradation between the two. This inner portion is a little bit lighter than the center, which is what I wanted. Back with the 14, I'm not adding any extra product. I just want to buff this out so there's no harsh line between the shimmer and the matte. I feel like this isn't like poppy and punchy and as like foiled and intense as I wanted this eye look to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Colourpop Super Shock in the shade Ritz, and I'm just gonna like grab a little bit on my finger so I get the sparkles, and we're just gonna tap it on top. Yeah, so that added like a little bit more sparkle. Honestly, what I want to go into is my Pat McGrath palette. But that is just so much money. Ugh, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm so sorry, guys. So I am gonna reach into my Pat McGrath Midnight Sun palette. You do not need this palette to create this look at all. You truly do not. I like the Super Shock. I think it's really pretty. It did add that little bit of glimmer and glow I wanted. However, I am going to use this shade right here just because it's just so intense. Yeah, do you see how like so much more that made it? So much more sparkly and wet looking and metallic and intense. That is what I wanted. That is what I was hoping that Colourpop Super Shock would give me. I'm so sorry I just reached into a really pricey, expensive palette. You don't need that step at all. Honestly, I liked it on its own with just this palette. I know this is still pretty pricey. I liked it on its own with this palette though. So you don't need that extra step. I just wanted it to be a little extra va-va-voom in your face, sparkly and shiny for this cool tone glam silvery look. So I'm really liking how this turned out. I am going to go do the other eye and then we will move on. For primer, we're going to use my Catrice Fresh It Up primer. Get a little hydration on this dry face. Then we're going to go in with my Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. I have the shade LN2. You guys, that was the first instance where I haven't had that Pat McGrath palette very long, but I've always heard that her special shades really are special. And when I first got the palette, I've played with it since I got it like 3 or 4 times, and I haven't tried all 4 of the special shades. I've only tried 2 of them, but I just had always heard that they were definitely something special in her palettes. But that was the first instance where I have tried something else and then was like, no, it's not Pat. I need Pat. And that makes me worried because in the past, I would have been completely fine with that Super Shock. It would have added enough sparkle for me. It would have been like beautiful and stunning. And then now I've got that special shade from Pat and it just is special. It's special. And I'm like, Emily, you cannot fall in love with Pat McGrath Mothership palettes because they are too pricey. They're too pricey for me to fall in love with. Then for concealer, we're going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. I have the shade 2. We're just going to add it here and then obviously under the eyes to cover up these bags. Holy moly. I like this concealer. I do. I wouldn't say it's my favorite concealer ever, but I am glad that I picked it up and tried it. I feel like I don't use it too often on my channel and I need to show it some more love. Let me know down below, are you the type of person that reaches into more than one palette for an eye look? Because typically I don't do that. Like typically I would just use the Natasha Denona Glam palette and like that's it and just make my look with that one palette. Obviously today I reached into the Super Shock, which that's a little bit different because it's a single shadow, but then I obviously reached into the Pat McGrath palette as well. I feel like I used to do that when I was younger. I would just pull whatever shades I wanted, but I also had way smaller of a collection back then. But now I really do tend to try at least to stick to one palette, and I don't know why. I don't know why I do that. But let me know, do you do that too? Or do you just like bop around from palette to palette to make the look you want? I'm just curious, I'm nosy. Next up, we're gonna set our entire face with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder. I've always been the type of person to say that like, you don't need to spend a lot of money on brushes, especially eye brushes, because I have like e.l.f. brushes, Morphe brushes that I have used for years and really love. But I feel like now between BK Beauty and these Refer brushes, I'm gonna be like that girl with those bougie expensive brushes, but sorry. Sometimes it is nice to just invest on, you know, a nice eyeshadow palette, a nice set of brushes, something that you know you're gonna get a lot of use out of that may be a little bit more expensive, but it's just nice to like splurge, treat yourself, invest in something every once in a while. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying go buy all the expensive palettes, all the expensive brushes, but next up for bronzer, we're gonna use my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. I have the shade Light. This is a really nice, cool tone, neutrally bronzer, and it has a little bit of glow to it. That Lumi name is definitely correct. It's not like shimmery and glittery at all, but it does just give your skin a healthy glow. Also, hit pan, that's how much I love it. We're just going to bronze up this face. Do you see how it's like nice and cool tone? It's not too warm. On my warm tone look at Get Ready With Me, I use the Ilia bronzer because that is like a really warm tone bronzer, and then this one's a little bit more cool tone. Do you do that? I'm asking you guys a lot of questions today, but do you do that? Do you like mix your, or match, I guess, your blush and your bronzer to your eye look. Like if I have a cool tone eye look, I try to go in with a more neutrally cool tone bronzer and blush, and like highlight a more of like a champagne-y, silvery kind of highlight. And then if I'm doing warm tone looks, I go in obviously with warm tone bronzer, blush, and highlight, like a goldy highlight. Let me know. I also feel like I just get a little too into my makeup, all like matching and coinciding. Like the amount of time I spend picking out a blush and a lip product is, it's insane. Like I don't need to spend that much time. It's not that serious, but I take it very seriously. For blush, we're going into my Pat McGrath Divine blush in the shade Flirtatious because it is such a nice, neutrally nudie pink sort of shade. I think it'll go with this eye look very well. Ooh, yeah. I like that. Then for highlight, I wanted a really cool tone, icy, bright, intense highlight. So I'm going in with my Natasha Denona Super Glow. This is in the shade 01 Fair. This really will give like a really nice, ooh yeah, icy sort of shimmery glow. Ooh, so intense. I have not reached for this highlight in a while, but that is beautiful. And then if for some reason I put my highlight on after my blush, I usually do it before. I go ahead and take that brush and just kind of go over it again to try to mesh the two together. Yeah, a little bit better. I went ahead and did my brows off of camera. I used my Milani Weekend Brow Pen and then both of my Project Pan brow gels. Again, you guys, I'm really trying to use them up. The Ilia Essential Brow Gel and then the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. To finish up my lower lash line, we're going to take this shade right here called Lash Line. And we're going to put that like a tiny bit halfway on my lower lash line. How many times can I say lash line? But we're going to take the Refer 29. This is the tiniest little like smudger definer brush. It's literally microscopic, but I feel like it'll be perfect for this. So we just got a little bit of that shade and I'm going to go like this about halfway over. Give it a little bit of definition. If it's not perfect, it's fine. We're just gonna leave it like that. Just kidding, we're definitely gonna smudge that out because that looks horrendous. So next up, we're going to mix together crease and transition, those two shades, and we are going to buff that along my lower lash line. I'm gonna use the Refer number 12 brush. It looks like this, and we're just going to buff that out. I usually use a smaller brush for the lower lash line, but okay, well they didn't buff out that like line as much as I was hoping. So I'm gonna take my normal brush, which I don't know even what this is. A Moda Studio brush. I've had it forever. And we're going to use that to smoke it out instead. Yeah, that definitely smoked out the line a little bit better. Still pretty harsh though. What the heck? A brush, man. Alrighty, that's fine. That is still a little bit harsh, a tiny bit, but I feel like when we put mascara on, it will alleviate that a little bit. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going back to Colourpop. I'm using my Colourpop Flexitarian Super Shock highlight because this is the most blinding inner corner and I just love it. And I want an inner corner that rivals, not rivals, but just really goes with the bright, you know, sparkly eyelid. So I want something pretty intense. And a little on the brow bone. Back in with that first fluffy brush to just really mesh it all together. Alright, I'm going to go load my lashes up with Tarte Maneater mascara and make it look like, hopefully look like I have falsies on when I don't. So, be right back. Next up for lips, I'm going to go in with my Colourpop Cool BFF lip liner and fill in my whole lips with it. Then we're going to take my Dior, this is their Rouge Dior 220 lipstick in the shade Beige Couture. And we're going to just put that on top. And then I am going to go ahead and top it with my Marc Jacobs Enamored lip gloss in the shade Sugar Sugar. Yeah, that looks really pretty. I like that a lot. But you could also do a bright, bold red lip. I feel like a red lip with this eye would be absolutely stunning. I just wanted to keep it a little bit more nude today. Also, I have a red shirt on. I wasn't sure if that would clash, you know, like red and red. But if I was wearing this out to dinner or something like that and I had a different shirt on, I feel like I would definitely rock a red lip with this because that would be stunning. Last up for setting spray, I'm going to use my Jason Wu Magic Spell setting spray to just lock it all in. And that was it, you guys. That was my silvery cool tone holiday glam. Get ready with me. I am absolutely in love with this eye look. I think it is so beautiful, and I hate to say it was the Pat McGrath shade that really brought it home for me, but like I said, the Colourpop Super Shock was just as beautiful. Or if you don't want it this glittery and shiny, because I know not everyone would, just using the Natasha Denona palette would suffice. Also, I really liked these brushes. I used all of them except for this one, which is the Referral 13. It was just another tiny blending brush, but they were very soft and nice on my eyes. I think they blended out my eyeshadow very beautifully. I am very excited that I picked these up, and I'm very excited to keep testing them out. I want to say a huge thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video today. Definitely make sure you check out the link in my description box. I will have it at the very, very top, and check out their buy one get one 60% off sale they've got going on right now. That is such a good sale, and I really do think if you check out their jewelry, you would not be disappointed. You would fall in love with it. Other than that, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome. I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye, guys.